All right, bud. I'm just gonna kind of make a long form video. It's gonna be a lot of yapping, but I just fucking this is the best way I can demonstrate what the hell's going on. So I kind of use two machines here. You got the the sharp, there's the work sharp, and then the I got a basic ass 1 by 30. That's 1 inch by 30 inch belt sander. Um, this one is super janky. When I plug this in, it just immediately turns on. That's okay. I only use this for one thing, and that's the strap at the end. I have a couple different belts. As you probably know and understand, you start from the roughest belt all the first, and then you work your way down to the smoothest. So I got these greens here. You can see how bumpy they are. They're pretty rough. Don't ask me what the fucking grit is. I believe it's 120. Not quite sure. So it probably moves from 120 to 100. And then the super fine stuff is probably like 1,000 or something. I don't really know. This one here says 1,000, but P1000 doesn't necessarily mean 1,000 grit. It gets a little confusing on these belts when they don't write shit down. I do have this guy. It does work the same as the stropper over there, but this is manual and it's slow as hell. I found this belt sander at a garage sale for like I don't know, it was like $5, so definitely worth the investment. I'll get you the link for where I got this guy at. And then also green jewelers compound is what it's called. Um, that you apply to this. It's a bit of a process because the leather belt won't accept the compound right away. There's a couple things you can do, like warming up the belt, or warming up the compound, combination of both. What I do is I turn on the machine and I rub the compound on. Some of it will flake off, put a little bit more on, some will flake off. It's kind of a little bit of a process. But once you get it, I haven't added compound to this thing in like 2 years, and it's, once it's got it just about. They will stretch over time and lose its tension. So, every once in a while you have to buy a new one. But so the other thing I'll recommend is keep a cup of water or a tall, some type of holder for water that's tall enough to have your knife in it. Heat travels, if you're pulling this way, heat travels from the heel all the way to the tip. By the time you get to the tip where it's really thin and you're pulling heat that way, that tip is going to catch fire. Not literally, but it will turn black. You'll smell it. You'll have destroyed the temper at that point. So basically, after every pull, you dip that. When you have a when you have an aggressive or coarse belt, the heat buildup isn't as bad. As you move down towards finer belts, the heat buildup's more because it's more surface area, surface contact. Um, so the way I do this shit is basically all my knives I just turn to 20 degrees. Spyderco typically comes at 17. A lot of other brands like Benchmade and stuff come at 20. I max the speed out on the bottom and I use this button. I let that shit just run on its own. You can hold and pull the trigger each time. You don't need to fucking do that. This little thing's for long blades. It helps stabilize you, but you don't need that either. See if I can prop this shit up. So the way I kind of do this shit, once again, I'll start. My knife's pretty decent right now, so I'll start at this medium coarse grit here. Max speed. I don't have any water on here, so I'm rushing through it. But what you're looking for, get yourself into some lighting. When you get good, you'll be able to notice there's like a thin wire on the edge. I can see it when I do that. Let me see if I can zoom in. You see that thin wire right there? Notice how on the other side, it's hard to get to focus, there's no thin wire there. You're looking for that thin wire. See, I didn't do a good job on the tip. I'm rushing, don't have my water. That thin wire means that that side's done. I did 3 swipes on the left side. Now I do 3 swipes on the right. When I'm done with the 3 swipes on the right, I should have that wire on the opposite side. and it should be a nice continuous wire. That's how you know you've shaved evenly all the metal on that side. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Then I'll work my way down to, once I get down to the super fine one, I'm no longer doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. When I get to the fine one, it's 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Do that a couple times. That helps knock off the burr. If you don't knock, that's what that wire is called. If you don't knock off the burr, you're never going to have a sharp knife because that's just a folded piece of metal over the edge of the blade. Once you've done, a swipe on either side, you can move on to this guy. I'll try and prop it up again so you can see how I do it. So plug this bitch in. It's spinning this way, so you do not want to put your blade up like that. Otherwise you'll cut the belt in half. So I'm kind of rubbing it on, trying to match the angle that thing produced. That's where, experience comes into play. You'll start to figure out where where the thing is at. Um, so with all that being said, I went a little out of order. I did 3 on this side. Did 3 on that side. I'm gonna come over to the soft belt, like I said. I'm alternating. Look at the blade. Once again, I got light coming down from above me, so when I can look into the light and alternate the sides, I'm looking at consistency. I'm looking for that wire edge. Then in proper form, you finish it off on the strop, the jeweler's compound. I rub it a couple times on one side, back and forth, rub a couple sides. Then when you finish off, you always do a swipe. You alternate. At the very end, you alternate. I'm not doing a lot of pressure here. It's letting it go up to the thing till you hear it rubbing. And that's about as much pressure as you're doing. And just like that. I barely have any hair left in my arm. That shit shaves off like I'm a barber. So I'll get you links and stuff to all that other bullshit. Where they get the belts and the jeweler's compound. It's not hard to find. So yeah.